So God is so glorious, and it's so easy to just look him up and see that and admit that, and he's just so fantastic. And what you see when you look at him is that written in all the lines, in between all the lines, in all the criteria and the minutiae, the proponents and the constituents of what he is and how he is, it all just says that he loves you. And it's so easy to just accept that. He's so fantastic that not accepting him is justification for him to prosecute you. That's how it comes about, because it's so indignant to deny him that it's just rude. And it's his mercy that even though you may go to hell for an indefinite period of time, burning in flames with a pallet of shit, with aneurysms and cavities, that you have an opportunity to come to him. Because the only reason you would be there is because you have a dissonant attitude and behavior to admitting that he's fantastic. Because that punishment and that prosecution is justified because he's so fantastic that you should accept him. And he's so fantastic that by being repentant in your attitude towards him, it's merciful for you to be there rather than not exist at all. Because he can't fix you and make you good, because that's not you. You have free will. You're yourself. And that is who he is. And he is magnificent. And so, he's given us a period of time, a probation period, where we are essentially, we rejuvenate, we're resilient enough that we can live to 120 years living completely indolently. And we have all that time to repent. And so we're children and we're born into sin, and we have all of our problems, but we're still not excused for our actions and for our attitudes. But he's willing to be merciful and forgiving. Forgiveness is a really hard word. You have to go into the proponents and constituents of what actually satisfies the criteria of forgiveness, and that's almost a whole different discussion. Give me a second. I had run out of breath. And so we kind of have a problem where we are implicated by other people, and we're prosecuted, and we're limited in our actions, and we're coping, and we're flawed. And so none of this is really relevant, but it comes around to, you have a time where you can just look at yourself and say, okay, I'm going to take a different direction. And you can completely forego hell. Completely. Just by not having a bad attitude towards him. And so the question becomes, why would you have a bad attitude towards him ever, under any circumstance, when he's just so fantastic? And that in itself is worthy of prosecution. Because God is fantastic. There is nothing more fulfilling nor satisfying than accepting God and living by his standards and appreciating his constitution. So this is going to go to another conversation that someone else was having that I had responded to. Laws are not enslavement. I mean, we can be